came looking for a job, I ended up finding 500 people jobs. It just happened. That's when I embraced it. I said, "Wow, this is the calling. This is what I need to do." And when people tell you, saying that, Neville, you're good at this. Neville, this is good at. I embraced it. And then I found that this is my calling and this is what I should do. And in British Columbia, you cannot get a job without a certification. To pour a glass of water, you need a certification here in British Columbia. I tell that to all of us, all people. You need food safe. Okay. So what happens is, so that is where motivation comes. And this job that I'm doing is very rewarding. I I it's not the money that I'm after. Nonprofit organizations don't pay you. If you have dreams of buying a Ferrari and $1 million house in Vancouver, you're not going to do that in work BC. You need to be in a corporate sector as an HR director maybe, and even them, you won't cross $100,000 a year. So yeah, those are all little nuggets of things, and then you just apply that to your life. And I don't have to put a filter. I don't have to put a mask. I'm not who. If I'm not somebody, I will tell you right straight on your face, and that's God's gift. And it's just that's how I embraced it, and I walked the path.
Well, you have a lot of conversations with people who are uh, struggling or looking for work, or maybe their confidence is at a low level. How do you, what are your methods to encourage and empower people? What do you find are the strongest techniques that you've uh, developed?
Definitely, that's a very brilliant question, Neil. All the time. Okay, one of the sectors that you'll get is people come with a low self-esteem, depending on what stage of situation it is. I'll give you one example. There was a lady who came, had 4 kids, and she's a single mother, went through a bad marriage, and she came and told me that, Neville, I do not have any skills. I'm a single mom, and I don't know what to do. Like, she's in tears. So I have to put that shoes on and say, let's find out what you have than what you don't have. Okay. And that
Right.
is, and she said, I don't have any skills. I said, okay, here's a question for you. You got 4 kids, you said. And who takes them to school? She said, I do. Who does their homework? I do. Who cooks for them? She said, I do. Do you drive them to school or take the school bus? No, I drive them. I said, okay, perfect. You already told me that you have about 6 skills. Like, what do you mean? I said, you have culinary skills, which means you can cook. If you're cooking for 4 kids, everyone else is a human being. So you have that skill. And I said, you keep the house clean with 4 kids. So you have housekeeping, you have time management, which means you're going meeting teachers, parents meetings. You drive, you have a driver's license. That's not only a skill, that's an additional. So we put a resume together. She's working, believe me. She got a job. She comes back and just exciting. She said, I can't believe. So you do get. Now, there are some people who are actually around my age bracket, 50, 55 plus. They come and saying that, listen, I have had 30 years of experiences. Uh, I took an early retirement. I regret it now because I don't know what to do with myself. I need to be functioning. I need to. So it's not all about the money, but they want something that they could do, right? And this is another interesting conversation you have by saying that, okay, that's, yeah, that's struggling emotionally, loneliness. Some are
Mhm.
struggling monetarily, and some could struggle with mental health. It's another whole aspect of it. So what happens is you just slowly compartmentalize it, get them into certain workshops. We also have another program called Thrive, where many other dimensions of things that you can be productive, and then suddenly you'll realize and say, this is what I want to do. And it can
Wow.
come to you.
Wow.
You've mentioned
So
a couple
yeah.
of times that, about people wanting to serve the community and, or give back.
Yes.
That must be very inspiring to you when people come into you looking
Yes.
to do that. How do you respond to that? How does that make you feel?
Well, depending on everybody's cause, right? There are so many. yeah, actually organizations are looking for volunteers. Okay, there's another trend going on right now where people used to hire people, give them a 90 days probation, and then make them permanent, saying that you're a good
Mhm.
fit. But fast forward 2026, what has happened is people are taking a job in 2 weeks' time, they're gone. This is not for me.
Hmm.
Gen Zs are usually typical. They won't even come for the first day of work. So the working population and the workforce has shifted. So what they're doing right now is saying they hire you as casual. Okay, we'll call you as and when we need you. So the people who click on that, they'll show when you're calling on casual at a uh, heartbeat saying that, hey, we need you tomorrow morning at 7. And if you show up, you're
You get
punctual.
you,
And guess what? They'll observe
you
you
get
for the
yeah.
next few weeks and they're saying, you know what, you're a good fit for us. You're permanent. Happens all the time.
Hmm.
A lot of people will say, I want to help others and not realizing what helping others means. Like, I don't want to go and work in downtown East Side and pick up needles. Okay. There are so many other things that you could do that
Hmm.
you don't have to physically do. You can always do emotionally. There are so many, and we have a list of them. We can point direction based on what your like there's, for example, somebody who wants to get into a retail industry and don't know nothing about retail. I'll tell them go and volunteer at Dress for Success.